Hey, I saw this film not too long ago, and this movie is called Unfriended, also known as Cybernatural. And it's a horror film. Sure, you've all have heard of this movie by now. It's directed by a man who goes by the name of Gabriel. No, what? Levan. Blaze it 420. The film is entirely shot on a computer screen, which I think is very unique, and it's definitely something very different. The entire movie all takes place on like a computer screen, you know, and it's a Skype call essentially. But the movie is basically about this suicide video that has been going around the internet and social media. It's a suicide video of a young lady named Laura Barnes, and she committed suicide because people were bullying her. And then the movie follows these group of 5 people. I think there's 5 or 6, I don't remember. They're on Skype and they're talking to each other, being teenagers, being obnoxious as usual. And yeah, and then eventually this strange thing begins to haunt them on their Skype, and it begins to terrorize them. And yeah, you can see where this is going. You're supposed to think it's the ghost of Laura Barnes, and yeah, it is the ghost of Laura Barnes. I mean, what? I'm sure all of you have seen this film by now. I'm sure all of you know what the story is, so I'm not really gonna get too much into all that, but I thought the movie was okay. I didn't honestly think it was as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it still wasn't great. Like I said, I like the idea of, you know, it being entirely on the computer screen. I thought that was very, kind of a nice touch, something very different, but yeah, I did not expect this movie to be as, like, that good at all, and it turned out to be, you know, better than what I expected. So in a way, it kind of exceeded my expectations, but it was nothing, you know, outstanding or groundbreaking, you know. But I guess I'm glad I watched it. I mean, it is pretty okay. I mean, it's not something that I think I would be revisiting, you know, throughout the years, but it's a nice little movie. This movie has a lot of tension building up. It's a very, you know, intense movie, which is good because, you know, there's kind of like certain scenes throughout the movie where it's just kind of like really intense. And I gotta say, it is kind of fun seeing all these teenagers die one by one, because I did not like a single character in this movie at all. And I'm kind of glad that, you know, bad stuff was happening to them, because I did not like these characters. So it was kind of fun seeing them, you know, being terrorized by this, you know, this unknown being. One thing I do not like about it, however, is the ending is very predictable. It is incredibly predictable. I'm sure whatever you think it is, that's probably what it is. Like, it's just very, you can already tell how it's gonna end, and you're just kind of watching it, just enjoying it because you already know what's gonna happen. I was also very disappointed in the whole kind of outcome of it. I don't want to say outcome, what's the right word? I was disappointed in what the being was that was terrorizing these kids on Skype. I thought that was very, just kind of, it didn't make sense. They never explained why this was happening, or, you know, how it was happening. They never really explained, like, that whole thing. It just kind of felt like something that they just put in there just because they needed to kill off some characters. Like, it was just something terrorizing them. It's just, okay, that's cool, I guess, but, like, why and how are they doing it? And it's just like, I don't know, it's a movie, but, I mean, it's whatever. It's kind of a dumb movie, but I still kind of enjoyed it. Like I said, it's definitely not as bad as I thought it would be, but it's nothing too great, but it was a nice watch. I'm glad I watched it, and I had a little bit of fun. It's definitely not the best horror movie I've seen in years or anything like that, but it's a nice kind of refreshing movie, I guess. And overall, I'm probably gonna give Unfriended a 3 out of 5. A solid 3, because it's like I said, it was better than I expected. I would recommend this movie to you, I guess, even though I'm sure most of you watching this review have already seen this movie, so, I mean, yeah, it just, there you go. It exists, so, and I reviewed it, and now you guys know my thoughts, so, yeah. And that is about it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I am Jacob Palacio, and I will see you guys I needed to sneeze, but I couldn't.